strike. Alright, so let's go this right here. Should be good. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to do, guys. But you know what? I'm doing this because, you know what? I just want to play a game that I enjoy. But you know what? I'm doing this because... Alright, so... You know, I'm just gonna make a random park and I don't know what I'm gonna name the roller coasters after. Well, we'll find out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a new park. I'm gonna make a new park. Let's see what I'm trying to think of what the theme should be. We should, so. I want to do, I think I'm gonna do Alpine or Tropical. One of those two. I've done an Alpine biome before, I think, but I like the layout of the Alpine one. I don't like the city one because that map is smaller. The size is a lot smaller, and the park isn't actually in the city. It's more like outside the city. So the city map is probably my least favorite of all the maps. And I'd like to add one where we can, that's gonna have some lakes and stuff like water. Chief. That's midnight, but I don't care. So I'm gonna choose Alpine. Let's see. What should we name our roller coasters after? What should the theme be? Well, you know, it is summer, so, you know, tropical would probably make more sense. We'll go with tropical instead. You know, it's summer. That makes sense. You know, it's gonna be random for now. Random Park. That's what it's gonna be called right now. Random. Okay, so here we are. Here we are. See. Nobody's came in yet. I did it late. It is late though. But I know some people here stay up late. This thing goes all the way, turns all the way that way. We got this big hill up here to work with. Look at this. That's a big mountain. Oh, I'm gonna... move the face cam up there so I can see this. Let's see. What type of roller coaster should we add? Let's think of a good way to like a good roller coaster for like the front entrance. Maybe like a wing coaster or something. It's a launched wing coaster. I'm very tired. Nope, that's not what I meant to click on. Okay, I'm gonna add a wing coaster. Is there a dog in this game? Sounds like there's a dog in this game. It's coming from the game. That's the best way I can do wing over drop, guys. That dog barking noise is kind of getting a little annoying. Okay, that flat section looks kind of weird. I'm gonna add a bit of terrain here to make it look like it's a bit closer to the ground. Make this a bit more natural. Right, there we go. Oh, they're gone. Okay, so that's not a barking sound, that's just the sound of the track. Oh my gosh, that sounded... It almost sounds like a dog barking sometimes. I'm gonna touch one of those. we go. What should we name this? I like the dark blue, but someone else is in here. Two people are in here. Can I change? Hey, Sunny, Skyly. I didn't know what I wanted to play, so I just decided to make a new Parker Planet Coaster, and I'm literally just trying to think of a name for this ride here that I just built. I literally just made this park and put in this wing coaster. You call me by my real name. Would you rather me call you Skyly or Sunnyflower? I like that color scheme. No. Gold Watcher. Okay, so me name is Skyly, so you can call me that, I guess. Okay. So I just made this wing coaster. Now so I'm naming it Golden Watcher, Gold Watcher. Insert the hello there Shrek meme. Gold Watcher. So the theme of this ride is that it's Gold Watcher. It's themed to a bird that watches gold, I guess, and has golden supports, and the track color, I guess, represents the bird itself. But it's also like the front gate coaster, kind of. Like it goes right here. I don't know. But I think the blue represents the sky, and then the trains are the birds. And look, it has some golden like colors on it. Okay, I like this color scheme. So we're gonna try this. I'm gonna test it. What do you think? It's a theme. The theme is that this bird watches over the gate, and it also watches over the gold. But do you think it should be called Gold Watcher because that's what I named it, or do you think there should be like come up with a more clever name for it? Like, what would be a really cool name that would be what would be a really good name for a bird that watches over the Golden Gate, like the Golden Gate of the park? What would a cool name for it be? I don't explain things too well. Are those eagles or some other bird? I don't know. They look like freaking crows. Might be an eagle. A type of eagle. But look, you're on the outsides of the track like this. It's a winged. The coaster model is a winged coaster. I was gonna say call it Soaring Eagle, or there's a roller coaster I know of a roller coaster that has the name Soaring Eagle. I don't want to call it Soaring Eagle because I think that kind of sounds like I don't really like the name Soaring Eagle. Plus, there's already a roller coaster that currently exists with the name Soaring Eagle, so I want to be a bit more unique with the name. And the roller coaster Soaring Eagle is a coaster I've ridden, and it's one of my least favorite roller coasters ever. There's a roller coaster at Coney Island in New York called Soaring Eagle, and it's an Imperial Volair, and it's the worst roller coaster I've ever ridden. So you get in these little small cars that are only 4 seats across. You're under the track, and you get in these things, and they put these metal cage-looking things over your back, and then the ride goes through a bunch of these like jerky tight turns, and you're slamming into those cage things, and it's really it's just an uncomfortable ride, and it's I've done like a little review on it on my channel actually. Ocean Eagle, I don't know. I don't want it to be themed to an eagle, though. I don't know. And I'm not going to name it Gatekeeper either. That does sound like it would be a cool name since it kind of goes near the front gate. But there's a roller coaster at Cedar Point called Gatekeeper, and it's a wing coaster, and it goes over the front gate, and that would basically be copying that ride, so I'm not going to name it Gatekeeper. I can name it Keymaster. Let's name it the Keymaster. So Cedar Point has Gatekeeper. And I'm going to make it like Ghostbusters and have this one called Keymaster. Just kidding. The Keymaster. What? Or going across. How about this? How about this? The Keymaster. I think. What do you think of the name Keymaster? Hey, Emma. Envelope, as we like to call you. So, I just built this ride, Emma, called Keymaster. Okay? It's themed to a bird, and it has a key, the key to the front gate, since this roller coaster comes right next to the front gate of the park, so I'm naming it Keymaster. It's like, it opens the door to let guests into the park. The Keymaster, it kind of sounds like Ghostbusters stuff. How's everyone doing? We're all doing good. But, it's kind of similar to Gatekeeper or Cedar Point that goes over the front entrance and is called, but instead of calling it Gatekeeper, I'm calling it Keymaster. Oh, that ride looks awesome. You haven't seen me test it yet. Look, watch it test. Here we go. So it's a wing coaster, so you're on the outsides of the track, like on the wings of a bird. See? This is like Wild Eagle at Dollywood, Gatekeeper at Cedar Point. The Swarm at Thorpe Park, if anyone's from the UK. I almost came home from vacation with a puppy. Oh, well, that ride looks awesome. Look, a wing over drop. So the drop is an inversion. That's a near miss right there with the supports. Okay, there's Keymaster. So where you? Okay, we were making this. Okay, let me put an entrance here. I mean, exit. I thought I already placed an exit. Oh, that ride looks so much fun. I've ridden I've ridden a wing coaster before. It was Gatekeeper at Cedar Point, which is pretty similar to this. I might be riding another one, which is Wild Eagle at Dollywood. Now, I've only ridden one wing coaster, which is Gatekeeper at Cedar Point, like I mentioned, and it's fun, but it's not my favorite roller coaster type. There's one problem I have with it. It doesn't. Okay, so you might not understand what I'm talking about, but okay, so one of my favorite things about roller coasters is intensity, right? I like a good intense ride where you really feel the G-forces and everything. Oh, I had no idea you were going live this late. I thought. Yeah, I was out somewhere. I just got home from a restaurant, so I decided to stream because I'm bored and I wanted to do something. I wanted to play a game that I enjoy. I like to play this game just to relax and build roller coasters, because roller coasters is one of the things I'm really into. So what I was saying is that intensity is on a roller coaster. Intensity is like crazy elements, rapid fire. You really feel the G-force, like it's the kind of feeling that pushes you in your seat, or like you feel like you're gonna like. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you're getting a lot of G-forces on you. That's basically what intensity is. Okay. And then another thing I also really like on roller coasters is airtime. Airtime is basically the opposite of intensity. Airtime is when you get negative G's, so that's when you get the feeling of flying up out of your seat. Okay? Wing coasters don't really have either of those. They're not too intense and they don't usually have airtime. So they're just about feeling like you're gliding in the air since you're on the outsides of the track, and they're more graceful rides. And like Gatekeeper at Cedar Point is kind of like this, where the elements are all spread out, and it's not the most like intense ride, like a crazy thrilling ride in my opinion. Okay, but that's not. But it's still fun. It's still a good ride and everything. And when you're out on the outside of the track, you feel like you're gonna hit some of the stuff, and like it feels like you're flying in the air, which is really cool. Like it's like you're a bird. But this is my biggest problem. See these restraints right here? These are what are known as vest restraints. They're not your typical over-the-shoulder restraints. They're not just two bars that come over your shoulders. They're these vest-looking things that go over your chest like this. And my problem with them is that they are really tight on your chest. And these restraints, I've only ridden Gatekeeper, so I'm only going to say this about that ride. I don't know about like Wild Eagle, X-Flight, or Thunderbird or anything. But the vest restraints on Gatekeeper, the further the further in the ride it goes, the tighter and tighter they seem to get on your chest. And by the end of the ride, I felt like I was going to suffocate. So I was like, I wanted to get off the ride as soon as possible by like the end of the ride, because it was literally like compressing my chest, and it was also tight on my waist bone. So it was kind of like, I was like, ugh, I can barely breathe. I need to get off of this right now, kind of thing. So yeah, if based on that, I would rather have normal over-the-shoulder restraints because they're a bit looser. I feel like I have a bit more room to where I don't feel like I'm gonna, you know, if you're a claustrophobic person, I'm not that claustrophobic, but if you're a claustrophobic person, vest restraints might be a problem for you because they really get tight on you. They're really tight on you. I much prefer normal over-the-shoulder restraints. Now, the positive side to vest restraints is that it eliminates headbanging. Some roller coasters have a problem where they're a bit rough and stuff. And if you have normal over-the-shoulder restraints, you're more likely to hit your head on those and get a headache, right? These vest restraints basically prevent you from hitting your head on anything, okay? But here's the thing. Wing coasters like Gatekeeper are pretty smooth rides. They're not rough. They are pretty much glossy smooth. So I don't think it needs the vest restraints, okay? Because smoothness is not a problem. It's already as smooth as can be. They could use normal over-the-shoulder restraints and it would be just fine. But that's my only thing. Besides that, it's a fun ride. A lot of y'all are probably very confused about what I was talking about. I agree, tight ride restraints, though understandable for safety, suck. I prefer, Emma, I prefer lap bars over the shoulder. I prefer lap bars to over the shoulder restraints because I can have my hands up, I feel a lot freer, and it just makes the ride more thrilling, and you're still completely safe and everything. Lap bars are better than over the shoulder restraints in my opinion. Roller coasters, there are roller coasters that go upside down that have lap bars, so it's totally possible to have a roller coaster go upside down and have a bunch of inversions and still have lap bars. I've ridden roller coasters that go upside down that have lap bars. Look at Mindbender at Six Flags Over Georgia. That thing has 2 loops in it, and those lap bars are pretty dang loose. Those lap bars you can have pretty loose. But because Mindbender is mostly about the positive G-forces, the G-forces on those loops, since they're so circular, push you into your seat. So it eliminates the purpose of having a really tight restraint, since the G-forces are already keeping you in your seat anyway. After the Michigan roller coaster, I'm never riding one again. What you rode one in Michigan? Did you go to Michigan's Adventure? Is that the park you're talking about? Michigan's Adventure? They have, the only roller coaster I know there, which is like the most popular ride there is Shivering Timbers, which is a wooden coaster. That's basically the only ride I know from that park. I've heard it's a pretty good wooden coaster. Not the best wooden coaster, but I've heard it's pretty good. Wooden coasters like Shivering Timbers tend to be about airtime, so the feeling that you're going to fly out of your seat. If you don't like that feeling, then I would not recommend rides like that. But for me, airtime is like my favorite thing on roller coasters. Like I ride roller coasters for airtime. My favorite roller coaster I've ever ridden is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, and that thing has more airtime than any other roller coaster. Do not say that. Ride name again before I. Are you talking about Shivering Timbers? I almost lost the shit on that. Whenever I go to an amusement park, I always wear tennis shoes and make sure make sure my shoes are tied. I'm cool with both lap bars and over-the-shoulder restraints, though lap bars kind of suck when it's one bar for multiple people. Yeah, I prefer individual lap bars over big lap bars, typically. Except for buzz bars, like on wooden coasters. I like those because those are usually pretty loose. Giving you plenty of room for airtime. I wasn't in it and wore flip-flops. Yeah, don't wear flip-flops on roller coasters. I would not recommend that. If you're gonna wear flip-flops, I would take them off before you get on the ride. Anytime I go to an amusement park, I always wear tennis shoes. Always. I never go to an amusement park with flip-flops. And plus, it's not good for your feet to walk around an amusement park all day with flip-flops on. It'll make your feet get a lot tired more quickly because flip-flops aren't made for walking around big amusement parks all day. They're just not. I was forced to go on the ride by Yuri and Sam. I remember the first time when I went to Six Flags, the first roller coaster I ever rode when I was little was Great American Scream Machine, which is a wooden coaster. And I remember when I was little, I was scared on it. Of course, I'm not scared of it now because I like roller coasters a lot. But that was when I was like 4. And I remember being scared to death, and my dad made me ride it. And Scream Machine is a wooden coaster that has a lot of airtime. And I remember feeling like I was gonna fly out, and he wouldn't hold hold my hand or anything. He just let me be and stuff. That roller coaster is freaking fast. Okay, I need to open it. Okay, there, Keymaster. Okay, so the next roller coaster I want to add. So you could add a hyper, like a B&M hyper, or make it 300 feet and make it a Giga. I'm gonna try to make a Stratocoaster. Sam lost her hair. So I'm gonna try to make a roller coaster that goes 400 feet. It's gonna be this launch coaster. It's gonna be kind of similar to like Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. Oh, just realized, good thing I did not wear my glasses. She's that been bad. Yeah. Uh, One time I was riding a ride with my friend, and he's a lot taller than me, so the lap bar only went to his lap, leaving me to ride with others. I had to hold onto him the entire ride. Oh god, that was exactly how I felt with skiing the first time and going back up the ski lift. Holy heck, that was scary. I held on for dear life. Oh man, I never been skiing, but the ski lifts always look terrifying. They are. I was a tall 6-year-old. Um, I've been skiing once, and it wasn't the ski lift that scared me. What scared me was the skiing itself, because I kept falling over and spinning like this, and I about kicked myself in the face with the skis, and not that's the part that scared me. The ski lift I was fine with. So what should we name this? Not Top Thrill Jackster, because that'd be stealing names. Hey, I'm gonna name. It's gonna be something dragon. I'm gonna have dragon in the name because, look, the type of ride vehicles these are similar to like drag race cars. So let's dragon. It's gonna be a play on words like dragon. But I'm wondering what what else I should put in the name. Formula Dragon. Formula Dragon. Formula Dragon. Formula 1 Dragon. And I need to test this first to see if it'll make it up this. I'm going to change the color scheme because white is kind of boring. I might have the track white, but I'm going to definitely change the supports to something else. So it's a really short ride, kind of like Kingda Ka Top Thrill Jackster, but it goes really tall, it goes really fast and really high up. Did you see that launch? It's so slow on these wheels. Let's see. I need to pay attention to this launch. So the acceleration must be insane. You're gonna get... So on that launch, you're gonna be like that. You're gonna get pushed into your seat and possibly black out or gray out. That's what happened to me on Top Thrill Dragster. I grayed out. The graying out is not the same as blacking out. So graying out is when your vision kind of goes a little bit blurry. You're still aware of your surroundings and everything, but it kind of goes a bit fuzzy, and you can only see like directly in front of you. Don't like your peripheral vision completely goes like when you gray out, and that's what happened to me on Top Thrill Dragster, which is basically what this is. So on the launch on Top Thrill Dragster, you go from 0 to 120 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds, which is a really fast acceleration. So when you launch, everything around me just turned into a blur, and all I could see was in front of me, like and it just it's like this, and then we just go shooting up over 400 feet in the air. And it's freaking insane. It's insane. So is that gonna get in the end? Dragon Blaster. Cecily did something. Dragon Blaster, I don't know. Speed dragon. Be right back. I'm gonna check. Yeah, okay. So now we have Keymaster. And click on it. Come on. Come on now. Speed Dragon, which I just opened. But guys, look how much taller. You may not have realized it when I was in the middle of building it, but looking at it now, look how much taller this is than this. Look at the height difference. This is more than double. This is more than half the height of this. And real quick, let me show you the ride. Okay, I'm going to show you the ride that this is similar to that I have ridden, okay? This is the ride that inspired this, okay? I'm not going to exit the game. I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to... Wait. Let me put it into window mode real quick, so I don't have to exit the game. Fly. So now I can just go here. So let me go to my videos. I'm going to show you an off-ride and an on-ride of this. So for the off-ride, I'm just going to show you my recording of it, and then I'm going to show the actual video on the ride. Okay, so this is the ride. The ride I just built is basically kind of is similar to this Top Thrill Dragster. Okay, if watching this, it looks very, very similar. This is a video I took. This is at Cedar Point in Ohio. See? You go really fast, go really high, come back down, and it ends. Okay? And there's another view of it. So it's really tall. It's 420 feet tall. I'm going to show you an on-ride view of it now. This is what it looks like when you're on the ride. Cedar Point, go check them out. They have a lot of good rides there. Cedar Point's a great park. Cedar Point has like 17 roller coasters. They're like one of the roller coaster capitals of the world. So look, you just sit here for a few minutes, and then look, it starts to back you up. Look at the trim brakes go down and get ready. It's like a bullet coming out of a gun, like boom. Cedar Point is in Sandusky, Ohio. It's off of the Great Lakes. See, it's on Lake Erie. It's a peninsula, so you're surrounded by water on all sides of the park. Look, if you're scared of heights, here's the scary thing about Top Thrill Dragster is not the height. It's 420 feet tall. It's the second tallest roller coaster in the world. But I say the scary thing is not the height. The scary thing is the launch. The launch is the scary part. This launch right here. You go from 0 to 120 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds. That is an incredibly fast acceleration. Look, you're going so fast over the top of this, you don't get time to process how high you are. So I actually think for people that are scared of heights, this is not actually that bad. If you're scared of how high it is, it's not that bad because look how quick it goes over here. You don't get time to process how high you are. And when you're on the ride, you're so focused on that crazy launch that when you get to the top, you're barely focusing on anything until you're going back down. This launch is insane. You can't see on the camera. You can see. Like the camera doesn't do this launch justice. When you're on the ride, everything around you turns into a blur. Imagine like you're on the Millennium Falcon, like going at light speed and the stars just turn into those lines. That's what it feels like on this ride. Every person around here, all these objects and stuff, turn into like blur when you're going down this launch, and it's like, whew. This is the only roller coaster that's made me gray out. I never gray out on coasters, and this made me gray out. But here's the thing. This is not even the best roller coaster at Cedar Point. I'd say this is the third best roller coaster at Cedar Point. This would be the best roller coaster at Cedar Point if it was a longer ride. It's only 17 seconds long. You basically have the launch, you go super high, and then you come back down, and then it ends. That is the only downside to this ride, like with the ride elements. Also, the reliability is not very good because this ride breaks down a lot. This ride, the style of ride that it is, with this launch and everything, it's a maintenance nightmare. Okay? We got in line for it, and it broke down twice in a row. While we were in line. We left the line and then it opened back up. We got back in line and then it broke down again. This ride is not the most reliable coaster out there. In fact, it probably broke down the most out of any roller coaster at Cedar Point. So, and it also does not, you want the weather conditions to be perfect. This ride cannot run in the slightest bad, like, even if it's just barely raining, if it's sprinkling out, this ride will break down, okay? This ride cannot run in any sort of rain or anything. So this was like our big priority of the trip. But it's the main reason it's not my favorite coaster at Cedar Point. It's only my third favorite. It's because it's such a short ride. But it is by far the scariest coaster at Cedar Point because of this launch. Okay, I'm dead. Cecily accidentally made this ship come true. Oh. But look at this. I'm going to show you some other roller coaster at Cedar Point. This is Millennium Force. This is the second largest coaster at Cedar Point. It goes 310 feet tall, 93 miles per hour. It goes right next to the water. In fact, you can see Canada from the top of it. Because Lake Erie, half of Lake Erie is owned by Canada, and you go so high that you can see the part of the water that is owned by Canada. So yeah. Yeah, this is my second favorite coaster at Cedar Point. I prefer this over Top Thrill Dragster just a little bit because it's a longer ride, okay? It's a really long ride. So, look at this. This is Millennium Force. Okay, I'm gonna go do that same thing now. But try not to make that the ship true. Emma, you've been to Six Flags Great Adventure, so I'm sure you know about King Ka'a, which is the tallest roller coaster in the world. But look at that! Look at that view, guys, from the top of it. Look at this. This is probably one of the best views out of any roller coaster ever. You hear that wind noise? That wind noise. It's when you're on it, you really hear that wind sound, and it's really intense. See Sky High, and hi, Cecily. This is the roller coaster I've ridden, Cecily. We were playing in Planet Coaster, and I got into talking about Cedar Point. In fact, I plan on tomorrow. I'm probably gonna redo my top. Okay, so but last year I made my video talking about my top 12 the top 12 roller coasters at Cedar Point. So basically, when I went to Cedar Point, I got to ride 12 of their 17 major roller coasters. So I made a top 12 list of from my least favorite to favorite, and that video wasn't very good. I had a lot of background disruptions, like my sister watching a video in the background. You could hear it, and also my commentary wasn't exactly great. Like I was like having trouble saying stuff I didn't know. Like it just wasn't a very good video. So I plan on remaking the video. I'm gonna do it tomorrow probably. And yeah, another thing I'm not gonna show Valerie, but I'm gonna show Steel Vengeance. Steel Vengeance is my favorite roller coaster I've ever ridden. Okay, okay, ads. I don't want any ads. Okay, there we go. You're gonna be getting a lot of political ads, guys, this year.
Alright, here at Cedar Point, which does include the good old Steel Vengeance. So make sure you keep all cameras and stuff look away. Alright. You guys are going up. Are you ready? Ready? Let's go. Who's ready to ride?
Brain freeze. Okay, so this is Steel Vengeance. So this is a hybrid coaster. This is at Cedar Point, and this is my This is my #1 coaster at Cedar Point, as well as my #1 roller coaster I've ever ridden. Remember how I said one of my favorite things about roller coasters is airtime, the feeling of flying out of your seat? Well, That's basically all this ride is. Okay? This roller coaster has so much airtime. I believe it has more airtime than any other roller coaster in the world. And it's insane. Okay? So it's a hybrid coaster. So it's made by Rocky Mountain Construction, and it's steel track on top of wooden support structure. Okay? So it's a hybrid. It's both steel track and wooden supports. Okay, so I'm gonna skip this part until we get to this lift hill is pretty loud. So here we go. And by the way, this is a backseat roller coaster. Okay, so Top Thrill Dragster, Millennium Force are definitely better. Are definitely best in the front row because those aren't exactly about airtime. Those are about intensity, the positive G-forces, and the speed. So for roller coasters that are focused on speed and intensity, are best ridden in the front row. Okay, that's where you're going to be getting the full force in the front. Like you're taking it before any of the other riders do, so you're getting the biggest G-force, okay, in the front. On this ride is more about the airtime, and I'd say it's better in the back row. The back row, you get whipped over all the elements, so you're gonna be flying out of your seat a lot more in the back row on this, okay? So this is definitely a backseat coaster, okay? So every hill you're flying out of your seat, okay? So here's the 90-degree drop. Look, right here. Airtime right there. Right after the first drop. Look, here's another hill. You're going every hill you go flying out of your seat. Look at this outer bank turn here. Look, woo. It goes outwards instead of inwards. And then look, airtime, and then you go upside down here. And this next inversion is kind of weird, okay? So remember this previous inversion was a normal 0G, was like a normal barrel roll. You just do like a complete 360, right? But this next one is a bit different. Watch this. You see that? You see that? It's kind of like a barrel roll, but look, instead of going all the way, it cuts back the other direction. So it's like a stall. So you kind of go this way and then you go the other way. It's a really funky inversion and it's just really cool. And then you go flying out of your seat there. And my favorite part of the ride is this, okay? So, if you're in the back row, right here, this drop off of this is better than the first drop is. This next drop off of this, you go flying up like this. And it's crazy. Look at this. Boom! You just dive. And then you have this, a couple of steep turns. Look at this. It's about to go through a wave turn here in a second. Or, right here. Right here, look at this. You have an airtime hill going sideways. That's basically what that was. And then look, this last moment of the ride are just all these little bunny hops. Just boom, boom, and you're going like up and down like this. And this ride has lap bars, just lap bars. Remember how I said roller coasters are totally possible to have roller coasters go upside down with just lap bars? This is one of them. Okay. So that's my favorite roller coaster ever. So let's go back to Planet Coaster. Okay, so we're going to go back into full screen. Yes, okay, so we're back in the game. So yeah, I went off tangent there a little bit, but building this ride really reminded me of Top Thrill Dragster, so that's why I decided to show those. So yeah. Okay, so the next roller coaster I'm going to add, let's see. Whew. Speaking of hybrid, we could add one of these. Let's add a wooden coaster. I want to add it like a GCI style wooden coaster with a lot of bank turns and stuff. And I want it to have like follow some terrain, so we're going to have it be like on the top of this hill. Well, just remembered a funny story. I was on the Barrow, a swing boat ride that's usually at the annual carnival. And while on it, someone's hat flew off and landed in a trash can. That's funny. I like the drop out of the station. I like how you have this, like, some elements before you even hit the lift hill. Okay, then. I just had ice cream and now I'm shivering. But Emma, did you know that you've been to Six Flags Great Adventure? Did you know that King Dakar is actually the tallest roller coaster in the world at 456 feet? Or that makes you feel special about your home park. I don't know if you've ridden it, but I did know that it was the tallest. I have ridden it a few times. A lot of fun. That's not worth the wait. But was the launch crazy on it though? It's the second fastest roller coaster in the world, but I've heard that people like Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point better because it has lap bars. Even though it's not quite as tall or as fast as King Dakar, it's not by much of a difference. Like, okay, so King Dakar is 456 feet. Top Thrill Dragster is 420 feet. Top Thrill Dragster is 120 miles per hour. King Dakar is only 8 miles per hour faster at 128 miles per hour. Literally just a 5 mile, like, what, an 8 mile per hour difference? But people actually say that the launch on Top Thrill Dragster is a faster acceleration because Top Thrill Dragster is like 3 seconds to get to its top speed, and King Dakar is like 4 seconds or something like that. And people like that Top Thrill Dragster has lap bars instead of over-the-shoulder restraints. And people say that Top Thrill Dragster is smoother, but I don't know about that. I'd have to ride it myself to determine the smoothness on it. But I know that lap bars have got to be better than over-the-shoulder restraints. What? You okay, Sky? What's going on, Skyly? Why are you calling yourself an idiot for? I literally don't know what to call this. I'm just calling it Twister for now. funny the Ka story. I was at Six Flags with my family and I was trying to get on King Ka. I waited in line for an hour, but the ride broke down before I could get on. Hold for part 2. Oh yeah, King Ka has a very similar. It has a hydraulic launch just like Top Thrill Dragster, so I'm sure it breaks down a lot also. Look what I see. Uh-oh. That's not good. No ships. No ships. Especially with your cousins. That's incest. After a big lift hill, it's not able to really. It goes this slow, just making it to the brake run. Are you serious? I had a big lift hill going up, and it's still like, look how much lower this is, and that's not even a long track length. The wooden coasters in this game have a weird pacing problem. Look at this. Look at this big hill, and it doesn't even do that much, and it can't make it to this. Look how much taller that is compared to here, and it gets. I'm going to have to make a second lift hill. Because I'm not changing this. I don't feel like doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a second lift hill here. No. Oh my gosh. I don't want an S-bend into it. Alright. Why wasn't it giving me the options to do this? Glitched game. Oh, why is it S-bending into it? No! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, no! I'm not, you know what, I'm taking out this whole section here because that's going to be way quicker than trying to connect it to that. This is just going to be way quicker just doing this. No time to. Oh no. Part 2. So the ride broke down and I waited for a bit before I got out of line. Since everything had a long wait, we decided to leave. As we walked in the parking lot, we saw King Kyle running again. You know what I do when stuff like that happens? Is if it broke down and it was going to be like a long time for it to break down, I would just go ride something else right next to it and then go back to the ride to see if it's open. That's what I do. That's what we were going to do with Top Thrill Dragster. So with Top Thrill Dragster, when we got in line for it, it broke down. Like we were getting kind of close up towards the front of the line, and it broke down, and we were staying there for like 30 minutes, and they were still having issues with it. So we got out of line, and we said, "Hey, we'll go ride it in a ride right next to it, and we'll come back." Okay. So as soon as we got out of line, it's so funny. As soon as we got out of the line, they had it running again. So we ran it back to where basically we managed to get back to where we were since they just opened the ride after we left the line. So there wasn't many people that entered the line when they opened it back up. And we got back to where we were, and after a few more minutes, like right before we were about to get into the station, it broke down again. But the second time, it wasn't for very long, only for like 10 minutes. So we just waited for it, and we eventually got on it. But I feel like that's very ironic how it breaks down, we leave, and it opens again, so we get back in line. And then as soon as we get back in line, it breaks down again. Irony. And I have an even bigger, crazier thing that happened than just that when we were at Cedar Point. King is not a that you can get out of line and immediately get back to where you are in line. The line grows very quickly. Six Flags Great Adventure probably might get more crowds than Cedar Point, because here's the thing: Cedar Point is not in the biggest town ever. Like Sandusky's not that big of a town, but Cedar Point is a really big park, probably bigger. Like, well, I think the size of Great Adventure is bigger, but Cedar Point has more roller coasters there. But Six Flags Great Adventure, I think because it's in New Jersey, and New Jersey's really close to New York, you're gonna have a lot more people going there than Cedar Point. The closest big city to Cedar Point is Cleveland, and that's still like an hour away. I'm pretty sure, like, because New Jersey is so small, New York is not that far away from Six Flags Great Adventure. It depends on which part of New Jersey it is, though. But I'm pretty sure that it's pretty close to New York City. And New York City is a much bigger city than Cleveland is in Ohio. And I'm calling Cleveland a big city. I think because of the location, I think Six Flags Great Adventure gets a lot more general public. Cedar Point is probably going to be more visited by coaster enthusiasts, because that's like the top destination for coaster enthusiasts. But for just normal everyday people, you're going to have more of those kind of people at Six Flags Great Adventure. And Six Flags is a more well-known company than Cedar Fair is. Yeah, New York is huge. I went there when I went to go see on Broadway. Yeah, I went to New York City back in 2014. I went to the World Trade Center and everything, because I've always been fascinated with all of that. So I went to the World Trade Center Museum, went to Went to Central Park, Empire State Building. Didn't get to go to the Statue of Liberty. Went to Coney Island. Went to Times Square. Didn't go to Broadway. I'm not really much into shows like stage shows or anything. So I didn't actually go to Broadway. I swear, if Daniel sees me and Cecily's videos, I will throw a chair out the window. You will yeet a chair out the window? Is that what you meant to say? Yeet. You can yeet it out the window. Have you ever seen that meme? If you say throw out the window, you better correct it to yeet out the window. Sorry, yeet. That better? Yes. Yes. Much better. I'm only joking about it. My family went to Broadway as a Christmas gift for me. My uncle, grandparents, and I have gone to a few stage shows, not in New York, and while they were fun, they were for my grandparents. That's good. That's cool. We saw Wicked because my choir class was performing the songs for our concert, and I really wanted to see the show. Emma, what states have you been in? Do you live in New Jersey? Are you from New Jersey? Because, like, you could be from, like, another smaller state right next to New Jersey, since there's a lot of them up there in the northeast. It's funny. I find it really hilarious how you have states like Texas or Alaska, which are ginormous, and then you have states like Delaware, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, which are tiny. Like, they still have a fridge magnet and t-shirt from the show. That's cool. So the states, I obviously live in Georgia, but the states I've been to outside of Georgia are Florida, Alabama, North Carolina and South Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, Virginia, Maryland, and New York. My grandma went to Alaska. My grandmother on my dad's side lived in Alaska for a couple years, a long time ago. She wasn't born in Alaska. She was born here, but they moved to her family moved to Alaska for a little while when she was a kid. She told me that. And what's funny is they lived in Alaska for a little while, and my grandmother is literally one of the most cold-natured people I've ever seen. Her hands will freeze up for no reason. She gets cold very easily. She's very sensitive to cold. I'd rather not say when. Sorry, I'm a little private when it comes to stuff like that. It's just a state, though. Whatever. I'm just going to assume New Jersey. Why was angle snap off? Doesn't make sense. I will say that my life I've been to Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and I think Connecticut when I was a baby. Who else wants to scream at the top of their lungs? And no one, just me. Okay then. You always say that, Skyly. Like, yeah. So, you know, when I get angry, I don't just scream, I punch things. I hit things. It's not a good habit to have. When I get angry, I become destructive. Yeah, I guess I could scream then. Ah! Okay. So I'm gonna add one more, but I guess before I. How long has the stream been going on? I don't know how long it's been going on. It's about almost 2 o'clock in the morning for me. It's almost 2 a.m. Oh, it's a boomerang. Nah, I didn't mean to add a boomerang. Okay, this is what I meant to add. Hi. Oh, Cecily's here again. The stream's been going for almost 2 hours. Okay. Oops. Okay, okay. Sort of see our videos because I made one too. See, huh? Okay, I'm gonna kill a chair now. Okay, fine. Frick, that's. I need a napkin. What did you do? Okay, I'm gonna have to do a few things with this. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out. I'm also gonna change the station. There we go. It's just whenever I have corn for dinner, my gums always bleed afterwards. What? While it's going up that lift, so I'm gonna do some things to the train here. After I put a ride entrance and everything for this ride, I'll probably end the stream. Those corkscrews looked a bit slow. It's in that one spot where I have lost my baby tooth yet, so might be the case. So it could be. Could be. I lost all my baby teeth a long time ago. So I will probably continue this later. It's getting late and the stream has been going on for a little while, so I think this is where I will head off. What games do you think I should stream? Because I don't really know what I want to stream at the moment, which is why I played this. I wanted to do a custom story, but I can't figure out how to get custom stories. I've tried to go to ModDB or whatever the site is. Look at see a custom story I want, download it into the files, and then I put it into a zip file. I extract it, and then put it into the Amnesia, the Dark Descent custom story folder, like it says for me to do. But then when I go to the game, the custom story isn't there. So I'm wondering if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or whatever. But I really want to play some custom stories. The SpongeBob Lords, if you want to call them, I think you need. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this stream. I can't think of a hashtag. Hashtag take care of your teeth. That's a weird looking support. What the frick? What is going on here with the... Look, it goes all the way out like this and then it just straightens out here. I've never seen support structure on roller coasters that looks like that. That is very odd looking. What happened here? Okay. So that's gonna be it for this stream. So hashtag weird support. Yes. Okay. Before, when I still had the notifications going on here, the hashtag was hashtag shut up notifications. Whatever. Okay, so I will. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna do a re-upload on my top 12 roller coasters at Cedar Point video. I'm gonna make it a new version of that and upload that tomorrow. That's probably gonna be tomorrow's video. So I will see y'all next time, roller coaster gamers. Say bye in the chat. Say bye. Bye, Emma. And bye, everybody else who was here. I'm not gonna jump scare y'all this time, I promise. I promise I won't jump scare y'all this time. Because I know I've done that a lot. I know I've done that a lot. No, okay, so whatever. I'm not gonna do that, so bye. Bye.